What was that subject you used? Okay, I
You
see it.
found it? Okay.
Those of you on Facebook, good evening. They're having some issues here at the studio, so we're going straight out of our system ourselves. We are registered. Okay. All right. Chick-fil-A joke. Bye. Okay. And just when you thought it was safe, it is absolutely, positively not. And good Monday evening to you. And welcome again to still the most controversial, the hardest hitting, the rawest, non filter having television talk show anywhere in the country. Hoping that your weekend was simply marvelous, no matter what it is that you did all weekend. We had a great time at the Naked Truth Liberation and Empowerment Ministries on yesterday, where the message was, and was a message for men. You don't have to be a blind man anymore. I would behoove you to go back. It's still on the Facebook page to go back and watch that particular show. Tonight, I want to continue from where I started on Friday night, and I have a guest in the studio tonight. This whole matter came about with the banning of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan of the Nation of Islam and banning him from Facebook and also Instagram. One of the things that I have always said in this warfare that we have as a race of people, this war, that the first thing that your enemy does is to cut off your communications. Social media has become one of the greatest forms of communication in total existence. Ask yourself, watch it. Many of you just ask yourself, how long a day do you stay on Facebook? Some of you can't ride down the street without being on Facebook. When you're in the restaurant with someone else, you're on Facebook, they're on Facebook. So it's become a communications medium. So when the minister is on Facebook and giving his messages, there is a hope, I'm sure, from the minister that not only does the message come across, but it wakes up a sleeping people. a people who are not connected to their blackness, a group of people who are not knowledgeable about who they are. Those of us who hate each other, those of us who do not want to see each of us succeed. We're petty, we're jealous, we're envious. We will tell that myth that there is no money in the black community, which is the reason that we do some of the things we do. Ain't no money here. Well, apparently that's wrong because every Chinese, every Arab, everybody from all them places across the water, they come to America, and where do they set up their businesses? Where there is money in the African American community. But in thinking about what is going on with the minister, thinking about the fact that every strong black man that speaks truth to power comes under assault. I've been there on numerous occasions myself, where what I speak on the air as a free man, it bothers many because I don't give a damn. I have no fear of the white man and the handkerchief head Negroes that they put in place to demonize us and to also to be the traitors in our community, those who carry the white man's water. They have a fear of what I say and what I do. When I look at even Naked Truth on a Sunday morning and look at the small number of individuals locally that come, but I can pick up thousands on the internet, those who visit the church are from other cities, I have begun to understand that a prophet is without honor in his own land. And when I force you to think outside of your box, you try to jump in the box, get you some duct tape, and duct tape it back together. But why does the white man do what the white man does when it comes to our community and our real leaders? Is because the greatest fear of the white man is the black man that he cannot tame. As long as he's able to tame you, put you in your place, then you serve a purpose with him. But when you no longer serve a purpose, he gets rid of you. Ask O.J. Simpson, ask Michael Jackson. You become, no matter how well he's used you, you become just another nigga. You know, you're a nigga now that's in the way. So I thought that since we're talking about the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, that I would bring in the local minister of Mosque number 55, and that's Minister Anthony Muhammad. Now, let me go on record as saying, and especially to the quote unquote Christian folk, you know, you holier than thous, that I am a supporter of the minister. I ain't got no bones about it. I support the minister. It is not a religious thing with me. It is a belief in a man who has an agenda to liberate his people. I've been to several of their local meetings here when the minister comes, and to watch, I think the last one that was here, it's been 3-4 years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, to see 3,000 black men wrapped around the convention center. No pushing, no shooting, no cutting. all of these men line up to be searched and go in and hear the minister. He's the only man that I know that is able to call 1 million black men into place. I had the pleasure, I think it's 3, almost 4 years ago, of going to DC for the 20th commemoration of the Million Man March. No violence, and I'm talking about 1 million black men and women in Washington, D.C., police on every corner anticipating trouble, and there was no issues at all. So you have to give the man reverence, you have to give the man respect. When I look at black leadership in this country, hell, I don't support anybody as a black leader. This is me, other than the minister. Jesse Jackson, I have no support, no feelings about him. In fact, I think Jesse's one of the biggest sellouts that's ever been on the front. I ain't got no love and admiration for Al Sharpton because I've seen the deals that were cut on the back of black people. So I brought in Minister Anthony Muhammad and all of these young fruit. I mean, I'm gonna give me this much. Well, I'm gonna give me some security like this one of these days, boy. Young men who are of the fruit, who handle their business. In fact, a couple of years ago, when my son was killed by a drunk driver, and that was some threats of what was going to happen. We're going to catch you at the funeral home by yourself, and we're going to do this, that, and the other. It was the Nation of Islam that provided the security for me, my family, and that particular service. And these young men are all looking well disciplined, all in their suits, their ties. And this is what I talk about when I talk about the mentoring program that we have at Naked Truth. We had 9 young men on Saturday, and we hope on the 18th to have even more. So, again, I support the ministers, and I don't give a damn what none of you poop-ass preachers think. Bishops, elders, and apostles. I give less than a damn what you think. Our people need the raw, naked truth. There needs to be freedom. And please understand there is a reason that the minister was pulled from Facebook and Instagram. And we're going to talk about that with Minister Muhammad. Tell you what, we're going to take a commercial break. I got a commercial special tonight. It's called Let's Make a Deal. Let's make a deal. I will make a deal tonight, tomorrow, for whatever you want for $3,000 cash. If you got your money, okay? I wasted off some time with somebody this morning who was fooling me like they got some money. I left a meeting to come way back across town and sat down with a lady telling me she had the power to write a check. Then when we talked and talked, and I said, baby, this is how much it's going to be. Then she tell me I got to talk to my husband. Well, hell, you don't mess off my time. But tonight, it's let's make a deal. Whatever you want, whatever you want. If you got $3,000, whether you're an old business or a new business, and you're ready to do business on tomorrow, and you got your $3,000, then we can make a deal. All right, you know how to call me. You can call me, leave a message for me at the church, area code 901-435-6161. Those of you that's watching me on social media, inbox me and we can talk. We're going to take a commercial break, and then when we come back, the greatest fear of the white man is the black man that he cannot tame, with my guest, Minister Anthony Muhammad, the local minister of Mosque number 55. We'll be right back. All right. All right, Minister. Come on. T. T. Is she in there? Were you still picking me up?
You say what?
I got that book. And that's chapter 42.
I think 42 or 43, yeah.
Okay.
There's a couple more things in there they said.
Hey,
Huh.
scoot out to your left one. You can scoot out to your left as well, just a tad bit. Okay.
Are you ready to pick me up too?
Yeah.
With it right there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I want to be heard.
But you don't
Would you
have
like
a
a bottle
problem
of water,
with
Minister?
suggesting.
Oh,
Would you like a bottle of water?
No, ma'am, I can't drink right now. I'm fasting. Muslim on Ramadan. So I don't be able to drink until later on this evening.
cut that fan off.
Cut it off?
Yeah.
I thought you said the other, I just said others. How long you been here?
We're into the second year here. We've been out of Barclay. Yeah, 2 years.
You do your best to support black. You always do your best to support black.
Yeah,
Love this
man.
mouth too.
Robin did that.
Love this mouth too.
Yeah, because that roar. So you got the young guys with
Yeah, we gotta train them up, man. You know, this is what the book say.
you. Okay.
Train them up in the way they should go, right?
Are they ready?
They can help themselves. They can help themselves. See, they wouldn't be here if they couldn't. They can help themselves. See?
Okay.
One of the things I wanted to mention also was this Mother's Day. I want to talk about. Okay.
And welcome back to each and every one of you. It's a pleasure to have my friend and my brother here with me, Minister Anthony Muhammad, the local minister of Mosque number 55. Ministers, glad to have you here on tonight.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for having us.
All of the conversation the last few days, basically on social media, has been about the banding of Minister Farrakhan from Facebook and Instagram, what's your feeling on it, and has the nation gave a statement on it as of yet?
No, sir, we have not given a statement. We will give one Thursday.
Okay,
Official statement will be Thursday around 7 p.m.
okay,
We're gonna have a meeting in Chicago at Saint Sabina Church with Father Flager, who called Minister Farrakhan and told him that he could come and say whatever he had on his heart to say concerning the ban. So as a nation of Islam, we have not made an official statement until Thursday.
okay.
It will be webcast, so everybody can see it and hear it.
As, and I'm sure as the local minister, you cannot speak prior to that statement is made.
Yes, sir, I can speak.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right, okay.
Yes, sir.
So what's your feelings on that?
Well, my feeling is they're coming after the man of God. They're coming after the man that is teaching, as you said earlier, the man is teaching our young men discipline, teaching truth and speaking truth to power. And we should not be surprised at the enemy being the enemy.
Okay,
Part of our problem as a people is we don't think that we have an enemy.
okay,
But
okay,
Minister Farrakhan said to us that everything in nature has a natural enemy.
okay,
Everything. So the natural enemy to the cat is the dog.
okay,
The natural enemy to the rat is the cat.
okay,
The natural enemy to the oppressed is the oppressor.
okay,
And to think that the oppressor will not be the oppressor is a problem that we have.
well, many of us in the black community, I mean, they're in the black community, feel as though racism is over. This is a new day, this is a new time, and for those of us that speak of blackness, loving our black brother, that we are racist. We are speaking out of turn, that we are insulting white folk. What's your feeling on that?
Well, I think that Mr. Trump and those who elected him are showing us that it's not true.
Okay,
With our brother, President Obama, who comes in office,
okay,
then we did become that way. Many of our people felt like we have arrived now. We have a black president. They've accepted him, only to find that on the other side of the track, they were enraged over the fact that he won.
okay,
Enraged over the fact that Michelle Obama was in the White House, and that here comes Mr. Trump, and in groves, and they went out and voted for him.
uh-huh,
In Charlottesville, tiki torches. We will not be shut down. You saw all of
Right,
those
right.
things. They have let us know that they want to put us in words back in our place. And that's what all of this is. So now you see, you go to the park and you have a cookout. They call the police. You standing outside selling ice water. They call the police. You come to the apartment to go in the apartment building, they call the police on you for going in the apartment building. They have let us know that they're going to put us back in our place. So the societies against racism is over. That's the illusion of inclusion.
okay,
And so
okay.
we was delusional, brother.
So, Minister, when we look at black folk and we look at the Trump administration and being put in our place, make America great again, and I always say it means make America white.
And
again.
there's nobody that's black that does not understand that that's what he meant. We all know that's what he meant. Now, except for those who want to suffer from the illusion of inclusion.
But why, as a people, do we want to suffer from that? Why is it that we're comfortable with what the white man says, but we have a fear of a Minister Farrakhan and what he says?
Well, you have to go back, brother Thaddeus. See, they did a good job on us, right?
Okay,
They brought us over here to be their slaves.
okay,
They did a good job on us. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that his teacher told him, if a man will not treat you right, the man that won't treat you right will never teach you right. So if he won't treat you right, what makes us
wait. Let's go back to this thing. Let's go back to the man that won't treat you right
will
won't
never teach you
right. So when we look at the oppression and the atrocities of slavery, the mistreatment, so that man who mistreated us will never teach us how we should be properly treated then.
Of course. But why would we expect that?
Okay.
Why would we expect a man that mistreats us to now turn around and teach us properly? He's not. He's going to teach us to be his tool and his slave.
Okay.
He's going to put his ideology. What many of the nationalist community all talk about is this mentality, white supremacy. It's a mentality.
Okay.
That, and it's in some of us now.
Okay.
See, the white supremacy produces two things.
Okay.
One side, on their side, it produces a superiority complex. It makes them feel they're better. I don't care how great you are. They feel they're better than you.
Okay.
I don't care how whatever you do. So President Obama, even is going to be the president, he's still the N-word.
Okay.
And on our side, it produces an inferiority complex. So in inferiority is displayed with an overtly aggressive behavior towards one another.
So do you think that there is a programming that has taken place that we want to feel, or we think that we have to feel inferior to the white man?
Well, it's in their education. It's what they give us.
Okay.
It's in the, not education, in the indoctrination
Okay.
that they give us. It's always there. And everything that they teach us is in there. It's laced in there. This inferiority for us. So when I see you, I hate myself. So who am I going to love, Brother Thaddeus? Who can I love if I hate myself?
Okay.
And when I see you, I see me. So pow, pow, pow.
Okay.
I can shoot you because you look like me.
Okay.
But the man that mistreated all of us, I'm not going to shoot him
We love him. We support him.
because he looks like the Savior that's supposed to come. He looks like George Washington. He looks like the Santa Claus that brings the present. Now you run the list now. The Tooth Fairy, the Easter Bunny, all of them look like him. But everything negative looks like us.
And let's delve off into that, into the religion side. There are many of the Christian faith who say that they cannot support the minister because he don't believe in Jesus. And anybody that does not believe in Jesus, which the white man gave us, cannot be followed by those who believe that Jesus is it and you can't listen to nobody else. What's your view on that?
I'm gonna give you two points. As Muslims, I couldn't be a Muslim and not believe in Jesus.
Wait a minute, now say it again for those.
As Muslims, I cannot be a Muslim and not believe in Jesus.
So then there's a myth or a misconception by Christian people that Minister Farrakhan does not believe in Jesus.
Yes, this is a misconception. Not only do we believe in Jesus, we believe as Muslims that Jesus in the last days is going to return.
Okay.
I didn't say Muhammad.
Okay.
I said Jesus.
Okay.
And every Muslim that you meet believes in the last days that Jesus is going to return. Now to flip that over, we always want to have, this is a Judeo-Christian society.
Okay.
Go ask your Jewish friend, does he believe in Jesus?
He doesn't even believe that the Messiah has come.
He don't believe Jesus is even a prophet.
Right. But that same Jew that you buy your Easter bunnies from, your Easter suits from, who gives you the illusion that he believes in Jesus, is really lying to you.
All day long, all day long.
So where do you think that this misconception came among church folk, that the minister was anti-Jesus?
Well, our people, the Bible says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And this lack of knowledge is many times in our faith traditions. We have a superficial faith. We believe in God,
Uh-huh.
We believe in Jesus or Muhammad or what we say,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so thin coated that it's not strong enough to stop us from doing the sins that we do in the world.
Okay.
So everybody, you see the man on the corner selling drugs, he got a diamond cross on.
Okay.
He believes in God,
Okay.
but his belief is so superficial that it doesn't change the vices that he's adopted from the world.
Uh-huh.
Likewise, the Muslim.
Okay.
Likewise, the Hebrew,
Uh-huh.
all of them. If we don't study, see, this is where Mr. Farrakhan becomes dangerous. When he teaches us our faith, he teaches us that religion is not what you profess.
Okay.
Religion is what you practice.
Okay.
See, you in this studio, okay, how do you know it worked? Because you on the media, you out there.
Okay.
If she couldn't push the right buttons, I
Uh-huh.
don't care what she said,
Okay.
you're going to look for what did she do.
Okay.
And if you go in there, okay, now I'm where I'm supposed, the lights are right, the microphone is working, then she ain't got to say nothing. Her work speaks for her. My religion is not what I say, it's what I do every day, not what I profess. So anybody can talk Jesus, anybody can talk Muhammad. And we live in a world where Jesus said we profess him with our mouths,
Uh-huh.
but our what?
How far from it?
Now look out the window. Is
Uh-huh.
it true?
Uh-huh.
So now, in a world like that, Satan wins all the time.
So is it comfortable then? Is it comfortable, man, that the Christian is comfortable in believing that the minister is dangerous because you live in a world of fear yourself?
Part of that's true. And they've seen great men go down. Yes, that's true.
Okay.
See, in this world, they don't like strong black men.
Mhm.
You know that, brother.
Sure.
I mean, Dr. Harrington, you name them. Strong black men, they are frightened of that.
Uh-huh.
Well, here's a man, Minister Farrakhan, that speaks to the world.
Okay.
Wherever he goes, he is speaking to the world. They want to silence that.
Okay.
All of our great ones, Martin Luther King, Malcolm, where are they?
Mhm.
And they suffered an untimely death. The same they plan for Minister Farrakhan, who speaks, you said, a million men.
Mhm.
Who else could do it, Daddy?
No, when I went, I missed the original Million Man March, but I made it my business to be in D.C. because I wanted to see, I wanted to hear. I had heard the minister here on several occasions. In fact, I remember the first time that he came to Memphis, when he called Memphis the city of the dead.
Yes, sir.
I remember the first time, I think there were maybe 3 Christian preachers there, 3 or 4, myself, Bill Atkins, 1 or 2 more, but black preachers boycotted because he is not of God, he's of Allah. And even when I read, there are thousands of names for the Creator. So when I look at this thing, man, when I look at where we are, communications is the greatest tool in the world. If there is a war going on between us, white supremacy in this country, and there is, the first line of a strategic plan is to cut off the communications from the leader to the people. Okay?
That's military warfare.
Right.
Common sense.
But we as a people, we are convinced that everything's all right, man. That there, when I listen to Thaddeus, when I listen to Minister Farrakhan, they just talking. Ain't nothing going on. Hell, I got a good job. The white man gives me a nice check on a Friday. He allows me to come to the company barbecue. When I retire, he's gonna give me a gold watch. Ain't nothing wrong with that white man. And I'm mad at you because you talk down about that white man. And the white man, and when I talk about the white man, what I find is that it ain't the white man that gets mad about me talking.
Well, he is mad at it. He just sends the people that he has,
Okay.
you know.
Okay,
He's smart. If he come after you, then everybody will see his true
he
color.
shows his hand.
Right. Remember the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Okay,
So he always masquerades like he's okay. But
Okay.
he knows how to send who he has. He knows who he has and what he has. And sometimes, just look at it like this. See, that man is right. That man gave him an opportunity.
okay,
That man gave him a good job. He can take care of his family.
uh-huh,
He should have respect for that individual.
uh-huh,
But we're not talking about individuals.
uh-huh,
The book says, Jesus said, inasmuch as you have not done it unto the least,
okay,
you haven't done it unto me.
okay,
So because he did that to one individual, we're not talking about an individual. The masses of our people catching hell.
okay.
Right now, right or wrong.
Right,
Who can deny that?
right,
The masses of our people are at the bottom.
okay,
The masses of our people are those, the masses of those incarcerated, black people.
uh-huh,
Is it because we just don't know how to steal? Or we don't know how to rob or sell a blunt? I mean,
Okay.
why are we in jail and nobody else is in jail? And
Okay.
all the reports that they've done and things, they have shown that they have been discriminative against us.
mhm,
They show it all the time. So there's no ambiguity in the fact that we are being mistreated. And if we are being mistreated as a people, so that individual can never rise above the condition of his people.
okay,
So while he has his nice job, I have a job.
mhm,
I can pay my house note. I can take my wife to a dinner.
mhm,
But I can never rise above the condition of my people.
okay,
Barack Obama is a millionaire, but
okay,
he can't rise above the condition of his people. Bill Cosby, you name them, they cannot rise above the condition of their people. And I'll close this with this point. One day I was with Mr. Farrakhan. We were at the dinner table and Muhammad Ali was there.
uh-huh,
And Muhammad Ali came in and the minister was excited. Here's my brother, the champ. You know, they
Uh-huh.
come up together, you know.
Right.
The champ and this and that. Muhammad Ali sat down, he said, still nigga. I'm still a nigga. So we laughed,
uh-huh,
only to learn what he meant was, I've been all over the world. I've done all of this good. But when they see me, they see
a nigga.
a nigga. That's what he was saying. He said, I'm still a nigga.
How come we can't get that message across to black people across this country? That loving yourself is not a sin. That loving yourself is what you should do. It's not racist to love yourself. And at the end, when the chips fall where they may, that white man is gonna move on to the next good nigga.
Well, I'm gonna make this point. I think Donald Trump is doing a good job to help us to see that.
Okay,
You know, but he's look at Omarosa.
okay,
You know what I mean? They learn it like, oh, no, you the N-word. You still the
Okay.
nigga.
okay,
See, and I think that, you said it earlier, the first thing that they cut off is communication.
mhm,
Why would the enemy allow us to freely teach our people?
okay,
Knowing that if we teach our people, you talked about the economics.
uh-huh,
And if we learn to harness our dollars, why would he allow us to do that? He's not. So anybody who comes to begin to teach that becomes his natural enemy.
okay, okay.
So Minister Farrakhan
Okay.
is his natural enemy. That is his natural enemy. And he's gonna muster the forces that he has to stop that. We can't get upset that he's doing that. He's supposed to do that.
Mhm,
The problem is, what are we gonna do? What am I gonna do? If you in a boxing ring, that is the man gonna try to hit you.
Right.
You gonna get mad because he hit you?
That's
you
what
gonna,
he's supposed to do.
That's what he's supposed to do. You supposed to bob and weave and stop him from hitting you.
So we need to create our own offense.
That's what we have to do.
My guest is Minister Anthony Muhammad. We'll be back with more conversation after these commercial messages.
You got some commercials, bro.
Yeah, them old ones, that money spent.
You need some new ones.
Y'all sitting so far apart, they can't see y'all.
What time is it?
7:39.
This time?
What, no, 10 minutes until break.
10 minutes, okay. Man, I I got a big pot of soup at home, man. I can't get to it, boy. I should have told her they might want to go home with me. Wait, go to your house, boy. Yeah, the ministers, they're gonna have this thing at Saint Sabine on Thursday. Whether the minister's gonna be there or not, I'm not sure.
Okay.
But we're gonna have a strong statement. But you saw what Snoop said,
Uh-huh.
I saw what you said,
Uh-huh.
a few others that came. I mean, it's a, man, they done messed up this move. It's a bad move, Chief.
Will there be repercussions?
I don't know. I don't know how, they're gonna play it. I know the minister's not gonna advocate anything like that. But I think people talking about getting off Facebook now, they're talking about setting up their own, and all of that.
Okay.
So,
And that's why I want to come back and talk about, you know, they, with Facebook and me, for the last 2 years, I think I was in Facebook jail for 30 days at a time, probably 10, 12 times. Okay.
keep you locking us up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And look at how we say it, Facebook jail. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like common language now.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we just have to deal for ourselves. See, we have to see. I mean, we don't sell guns to ourselves, but we kill each other.
Uh-huh.
We don't own the bullets. I mean, what would make you think? Now you get knockoffs in the store.
Mm.
You don't think we get knockoff guns?
Mm-hmm.
You aim over there and the bullet go that way. But, it's right here.
Oh, okay.
If I was an inventor, I'd pick one of them things with just one,
Uh,
because the two drive me crazy, bro.
and see, one side is not working anymore. They need you to speak up
Me?
on Instagram. They can't hear you on this. Yeah.
Okay.
For somebody to do.
No, sir.
I think T won.
Okay. Yeah, somebody. Oh, she might went to her car. How many more in the set? Okay. Okay. And welcome back. My guest again is Minister Anthony Muhammad, the local minister here of Moss number 55, a man that I've had the pleasure of working with. And again, I am a follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan because I believe in what he's doing. I believe in the things that he's saying. And he's addressing some issues that many of us in the black church refuse to deal with because of our comfort levels. We feel as though we are upsetting the oppressor who oppresses us when we talk about being free from the oppressor. I look at, man, is when I come to that, is there, in your opinion, a common strategy, a common goal to further alienate black folk from each other? And I know that you've got the 48 Laws of Power. And I've got that book on my shelf, and you showed me a chapter that I'm going to have to read. Is there a plan? Is there a plot to further divide black folk from black folk?
Yes, sir. The number one denial objective of the United States government as it relates to you and me and black people is that we never become effectively organized and united.
Okay,
The number one denial objective.
okay,
And everything they do is based on denying us the opportunity to unite with one another and organize effectively. Because whatever we're trying to do is somebody among us that can help us put that together.
okay.
So we can't put the hip bone connected to the ankle bone. We can't do that and become a whole community because that will take money from somebody. We get $1.3 trillion out the economy. Where does it go? And you know that is our money stays in our community only 6 hours.
Right.
6 hours. Which means probably by the time you and I get home, the money's left the community. Now, what if we learn to harness that $1.3 trillion? Like you said, somebody know we not broke.
Right.
We say we broke,
Right.
but somebody know we not broke.
Right.
And they set up shop in our communities all the time.
And the reason that they set up shop is because they know that we are consumers. That we'll buy anything from anybody other than us. Okay? If we want to buy our suits, if we want to buy our shoes, our cars, whatever we want, the white man is going to supply that, even if the black man has it as well. We find reasons, man. We find excuses not to buy black.
You know, I learned. And some of this, I got to be honest, some of this I learned from you. Buying black is a learned behavior.
Okay,
And it requires effort.
okay,
You can't get mad at the first brother who may not do the job right.
okay,
You gotta give the second brother a chance.
okay,
Even though the first brother blew it, you know what I
Okay.
mean? And then, everybody not gonna do a jam up job.
okay.
So if the first brother blow it, you gotta give the second brother a chance. We tend to give the first brother a shot, and if he blow it, that's it.
All the black
That's it.
businesses.
That's
all
it.
the black.
And-
You know, I remember when I was in the auto repossession business. I remember going, and I had about 30 lots that I repossessed for. I remember folk would get mad if you went to a black dealership and the car didn't run. I remember being at It's All Good. Mark Goodfellow had an old, 90s model Cadillac. The front cap on it, one side was one color, the other side had prime on it. You couldn't get in the car from the driver's side. You had the driver had to crawl from the passenger side over. He got $1,000 down on that car. Everybody in the car was proud to be in that car. Had that been McLean Motors, which was thriving at that time, a black-owned car lot, and you go to a black dealership and the door don't work, you'd have had mass historically. But the white man that owned, when I started in the repo business, I started with a company called Budget, and they own Budget and Pyramid. The old man was still alive then. And I got mad at what he said. But I found out what he said was true. He said, all a black man wants when he buy a car is some armor all on the tires and the radio work. And guess what, man? I be there and I watch folk come to the car lot. If the tires were shining, they get in the car. Before they see how the engine run, they cut the radio all the way up. Car's no good, but you bought the car from the white man, but when you buy it from the black man, it's gotta be a perfect old car.
Here we again, we're talking about inferiority.
Okay.
So one of the signs of inferiority is you gotta be seen. See, so
Okay.
you wear things and you wanna be seen.
Okay.
We get a car, we put tires big as this room on the car. And lights on the bottom that you can't even see, but it's all about somebody, look at me. We have to
Okay.
be seen.
Okay,
Our egos are so starved that we have to do that.
okay,
So many times, that's what you're running into. You're looking at the telltale signs of what any psychologist or psychologist could show you is inferiority complex.
okay.
See,
Okay.
so anybody who would teach us self-worth, self-pride, because see, remember now, I asked you earlier, who you gonna love, that is, once you hate yourself? You can only love other than yourself
Okay,
if you hate yourself.
okay,
So whatever other than yourself tells you has to be true because you hate yourself. So we have been taught to hate ourselves. And we hate our skin color. We use bleaching cream. We hate our hair. We hate our lips. We hate what God made. You know, I mean, we the kings and queens of the planet. But the enemy has made us to hate ourselves. See, our dark skin. See, we want to be wash me white as snow. You
Okay,
see?
okay.
These things, you know, and we talk like that. And
Okay.
sometimes it comes out. We tell he's so black jokes. These
Okay.
kind of things. You know?
Okay.
I ain't never heard of he's so white joke. Now,
Okay.
maybe they have them.
Okay, okay,
But he's
okay.
so black and this kind of thing. And
Okay.
we actually have a disease called self-hatred. We hate ourselves so we can shoot each other in a heartbeat.
So what is the nation, what is the minister doing when it comes to deprogramming the black mindset?
Well, the scripture says in the beginning was the Word.
Uh-huh,
See, and that Word was God and Word is God, and the Word becomes flesh. The minister's duty is to teach the Word.
okay,
See, that Word that will change that mindset. See, that's a war in heaven here.
okay,
He is going to war on the mind. And to prove that what I'm telling you is right, who are they attacking?
okay,
Here's a man, he never told us to go shoot anybody,
okay,
go rob anybody, go kill anybody. Words.
uh-huh,
And the word is so powerful that it caused them to take him off of Facebook and Instagram. They want to take him off of YouTube.
uh-huh,
They want to do it.
uh-huh.
They want to kill the communication
Okay,
because the word is becoming so effective and
okay,
it's taking place everywhere you go. Here's the cussing preacher. But the cussing preacher, like Farrakhan,
uh-huh,
they know this. We got to stop this.
okay,
Did you see Nipsey Hussle?
yes,
Did you see who spoke?
the
Where
minister,
was the leaders?
okay,
But the young people gathering and rallying around Minister Farrakhan. We got to stop this.
so is that the fear, man? Is that the fear that there is going to be an awakening of young people, that the minister is going to reach this millennial
Mhm.
generation, and maybe the killing's gonna stop?
If
Maybe
you
it's
tell
gonna,
them to.
if it's gonna slow down, that we may economically empower ourselves. He may say, let's go and spend our money.
Or with ourselves. Look at Nipsey Hussle. I never knew this man. I
Okay.
never knew my brother.
Okay,
But look at the impact that he had.
yeah,
All in the NBA, the NFL, and all of these places. Millionaires
okay,
paid homage to our brother, Nipsey Hussle.
filled up the Staples Center.
Filled up the Staples Center for black man, Nipsey Hussle.
Okay,
And the man that spoke to them all of them respect
Uh-huh.
Minister Farrakhan.
They
I
didn't,
have-
they didn't ask for Jesse Jackson, they didn't ask for Al Sharpton. They wanted someone that they respected, someone that they believed was going to tell the truth.
And you know, the thing about that, I don't know if Reverend Jackson and them were trying to go. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
What I do know is the one that spoke was Minister Farrakhan. You know,
Okay.
and I know the one that they responded to
Okay.
was Minister Farrakhan. And I know that they call him Big Daddy or Big Uncle,
Okay,
those gangbangers.
okay,
See, so now I got a video clip of 2 Chainz.
okay,
2 Chainz said Minister Farrakhan told me to buy land
okay,
and told me to be a better man,
okay,
buy land,
uh-huh,
buy my community. Nipsey Hussle was buying the community.
okay.
See, now, if we buy our own community, what if we were a mom and pop store?
Let me ask you this, when we talk about Nipsey, do you think that the death of Nipsey Hussle was government originated?
I don't know. I've heard that.
Okay.
Some have said that this guy, that the brother that did this was an agent. What I know is,
Uh-huh,
God's hand was all in this thing.
okay,
You know how Jesus said, you got to be able to see the signs of the time?
uh-huh,
You and I didn't know it. I
okay,
don't have his music in my car.
right,
But my son told me
okay,
that's my favorite rapper. My son's 21 years old.
okay,
I'm looking at him. Then how you look at what you see. Well, who is this man?
You know, I saw his name several months ago, and I thought about the old comedian.
Nipsey Russell.
Right,
Mhm,
right,
mhm.
I said, okay, he's
Mhm.
mimicking off of this thing. Never thought anything about him, had done no research on him, knew nothing about him until his death. But I had an old preacher tell me some years ago that every generation has his Moses.
Mhm.
So when we look at this generation that we call the lost generation, is Minister Farrakhan their Moses?
That's
Is
their
he
voice.
their deliverer?
He's their voice.
So this makes him dangerous.
How dangerous? Very dangerous.
Okay,
Yes, sir. And you and me. Because now, while I'm not out there marching with Nipsey Hussle,
uh-huh,
while you're not out there, you won't hear you doing what you're doing here.
okay,
And others are doing things other places,
Uh-huh.
and they all admire Minister Farrakhan.
okay,
So now he say, like I want to talk today. What if he said we're gonna stop killing each other? Stop it.
uh-huh,
What happened at the Million Man March? You said no violence. When you went no violence,
and you know, I said, you got this many black folk in one place, and there is absolutely no disturbance.
nothing. See now, and people obeying the law. The police, that's the easiest overtime they get, doing it all the time, because they just standing there. They don't have to do anything but say, just go right down there, because
Uh-huh.
we handle our own.
Okay,
When you see the brothers, you talk about the brothers, we learn to secure ourselves.
okay,
Why can't we secure our own community?
okay,
Why can't we do that? We can do that. It's just that we have to organize ourselves. And they know that Minister Farrakhan is the voice that these young ones will listen to. Who are they listening to? They're not listening to Al Sharpton.
man, you know, I go to meetings, well, I used to go to meetings, I was at one a couple weeks ago, down at Pursuit of God. And my thing is this, we keep on meeting, brother, but what comes out of our meetings? We hear some good speeches, some good talks, then when the benediction is over, nothing changes in our community. What must we do to save our people?
We have to have a sustained drive. See, I can't wait for everybody to catch up. So
Okay.
I train those that we have. We
Okay.
train those with us.
Okay.
We have to have a sustained drive. Well, Andre was there. It's a pursuit of God.
Right,
Now, what if you, me, Pastor Floyd, those others, sit down and start talking?
uh-huh,
The enemy has a task force.
uh-huh.
How we gonna stop this?
Mm.
Well, why can't we meet and talk about it?
But man, when we look at us, blacks, who call ourselves leaders, it always comes down to who gonna be the chief.
Mhm.
Okay, instead of us all sitting at the table becoming equal partners in this thing we call deliverance, who gonna be in charge? I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. Instead of having a camaraderie and a plan of how we must systematically change our community. How come there hasn't been a meeting of the gang leaders?
They are meeting. They won't come to us.
Okay,
And the reason is because they under RICO and all of those things.
okay,
And they dirty.
okay,
They dirty, Danny.
okay,
They doing whatever they're doing.
okay,
And sometimes they don't want to bring that to us.
okay,
You see, because they got their dirt, you know, that's the respect that they have.
okay,
But they're meeting and
okay,
they want to do better. They just don't have advocates to advocate for them.
okay,
You know how in the East, if somebody blow up something, they call and say, we blew that up.
okay,
They, here, something can happen and they'll say it's gang related. But the
Okay.
gang didn't do it.
okay,
But they don't have anybody to stand up and say, no, the Bloods didn't do that, or the Crips didn't do that.
okay,
So the community believes the Crips shot so-and-so or blew up so-and-so, and it's not true.
okay,
A lot of this stuff they did not do, but they put it on them because then they get government funding to come after our young ones. See, Minister Farrakhan is a defender of all of our people.
uh-huh,
I don't care where you find them, what you find them doing. He defends them. They were made like that by an enemy that don't like none of us. See, all of us were made a certain way. So when we get in the room as leaders, I got to understand that man's reality. He's a leader. He has an ego. I'm not going to fight with him. I go to your church. I'm not going to come and I'm going to preach Islam in your church.
okay,
You say,
Okay.
that's crazy.
okay,
You say, I respect your house.
okay,
We have to respect one another.
Uh-huh.
It starts there. Like I said before, and I say it again, that unity is not an easy thing. It don't mean getting along with people you already agree with.
uh-huh,
Unity means learning how to work with those who you necessarily or do not necessarily agree with. Learning to find a way to say yes as opposed to saying no. You and I have had battles, right or wrong.
right,
We ain't gonna always agree.
right,
It becomes so, okay,
uh-huh,
we ain't gonna agree.
right,
But you my brother.
right,
My brother went off on this one. I don't agree with you on this one, Dad. You come to me, Mom, I don't agree on that.
Okay.
I can't roll with that.
okay,
But that don't mean we're gonna fall out and be enemies forever.
Right.
That's what we have to learn.
right, right,
There will be things that we can't agree on. But things that we can agree on, let's work together on that. We ain't gotta argue everything. I'm a married man. My wife don't agree with me probably 9 out of 10 times in the day. You
Okay,
know? But she
okay.
ain't packed up and said, I'm out of here. You know?
Okay,
I mean,
okay,
I mean,
okay.
she ain't left yet, you know?
okay,
And so unity is learning to work with people you don't always agree with. It's me learning to work with the Christian working with the nationalist working with the Muslim working with the man that don't believe in no God at all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And all of us working with the so-called street organizations
uh-huh,
and respecting their reality.
uh-huh,
I'm not trying to make that man me. I
Uh-huh.
gotta respect he grew up in a hood where if he didn't affiliate, he'd get his ass beat every day.
okay,
See, so
Okay.
now he affiliated. You know, he
Okay.
did that.
okay,
I have to respect his reality.
okay,
He has
Okay.
children and these things, and he has somebody over him making him do certain things. I have to respect it and learn to pull him from where he is to where we need him to be. I got to buoy him and make him stronger. Let him know he's better than what his condition is.
okay,
He can rise above his condition. He don't have to stay there. That's where I have to show him and respect him as a man. Even though I don't agree with whatever he's doing, respect him as a man. And then that man can rise above, just like me.
Okay.
I'm in a suit and a tie, but I wasn't always in no suit and tie.
okay,
Farrakhan didn't find no man in a suit and a tie.
okay,
You go to Washington, D.C. and ask them about Brother Anthony. You know, I'm gonna leave it right there.
okay,
But here's where I am now.
okay,
This is what I'm doing. So I propose that we work together. We've always talked about this, about uniting. And we have to learn the language of unity. The language of unity is a hard language. For example, if somebody tell me you said something
uh-huh,
in unity,
Uh-huh.
I don't listen to what they say.
Uh-huh.
I bring them with me
okay,
and I sit down and talk to you.
okay,
That is, Kareem said you said.
okay,
See?
Okay.
Then you find out what the devil is. See,
Okay,
See,
okay.
now, no, but if I'm not, then I believe what he said. Now I'm upset with you. You don't have an idea why I'm upset.
Okay,
But I'm walking around because somebody put something in my ear. And when we try to unite, the enemy is going to be there with us. Remember the children, the sons of God?
uh-huh,
They came before God.
Uh-huh.
And who came with them?
the devil came with it.
Came with them. So when we sit down in a room, the enemy going to be in the room. And if we don't understand that, then we got a problem.
So, man, are you saying, do you believe that there is an infiltration that is taking place in the black community? Let's say counter spies, counter agents that look like us, who are placed in our communities to bring about division?
Exactly. Exactly. Just that. For whatever the reason, they are there. Yes. And then they blame the gangs or this or that. They blame each other. What they want is me and you to fight.
Uh-huh,
You call me a name, I call you a name. They want me and the Christian to fight.
okay.
So my Christian pastor, even though he said, I can't deal with them Muslims because they don't believe in Jesus, they want me to now go off and fight him.
Okay.
It's called divide and
And
conquer.
Okay,
It's just simple.
okay,
So, but I have to show my brother, I'm your brother.
okay,
Whether you want to get with me or not. Okay, get with the brothers that you agree with. Unite with the Christians then. Okay, that's fine. You don't need me.
Okay.
But y'all as Christians, you don't like the Muslims. Why don't y'all unite?
okay.
And do what you do. We would be better off in unity, even if I'm excluded from it. We have to think for the whole and not just our individual selves. See, so the language of unity I've learned since 1995 in the Million Man March.
Okay.
That's the thing that I learned. Because we were united. But what we did not know how to do is work together. We didn't know, man. We were young, fired up, come back from the march.
Uh-huh.
Christians, Bill Atkins Church,
Okay.
beautiful brothers.
Okay.
Beautiful brothers. And Muslims, and on both sides, that is.
Uh-huh.
Little envy and stuff on both sides. Not just on that side now.
Okay.
I had some Muslim brothers who didn't like the fact that we were meeting in the Christian church.
Okay.
They wanted it a certain way. So we started reading books.
Uh-huh.
In the beginning is the word.
Uh-huh.
I got men, I'm reading Jawanza Kunjufu's books.
Okay.
We're going to read these books. They want to bring in Message to the Black Man.
Okay.
Now I'm a sellout because I won't tell the brothers, read Message to the Black Man.
Okay.
You see what I mean? These
Okay.
type of things.
Okay.
In other words, I'm going to impose my faith on everybody else. And if I don't do that, then I ain't a real Muslim. And vice versa. I'm sure that same thing happened on the Christian side.
Uh-huh.
And at a certain point, we became divided. When we were united, we went to Jeter school. They had been raping our little girls.
Right.
And we patrolled that school. No more rapes. When we were united, we did so many things in this community. Man, we went to City Hall. That is, God is my judge. We went to City Hall. And when them brothers walked in, black men,
Uh-huh.
we didn't say nothing. We walked in there and stood there, the whole meeting stopped. What the hell is going on? And the brother did like this, and all the brothers sat down. We went to the school board meeting. Black men. We didn't say nothing. Most of them had never been to a city council meeting.
Okay.
Go to the meeting and learn to look at the agenda. See, we went to several churches, and many of the brothers started joining churches. We didn't take them all to the mosque. We went to churches. And
Okay.
depending on the one that, you go there and that's the one that you feel it, then you join the church. Because
Okay.
we know that to be a real man, you have to have a spiritual base. Your spiritual base is where you move from. See, my faith is a thing that governs me. It stops me from doing things that I may want to do. But my faith tells me not to do it. See, my faith teaches me. See, and until I'm hardened in my faith, then I do anything I want to say. I can't have a superficial faith.
Uh-huh.
People have to see a Muslim when they see me.
Okay.
A righteous man when they see me. They know this is a righteous man when they see me all the time. Not just on Sunday when I'm preaching,
Uh-huh.
Now I'm righteous. But on Monday and through Saturday, I'm a damn fool.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
no.
Okay. Okay.
So what we all have something to offer. Jesus gave all of the disciples a part of the loaf. Not one of them had the whole loaf. And if they would put the loaf together, then they got something.
Now, you know you've confused some of the good Christian folk tonight because you're talking about Jesus.
I told you we believe in
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah, well, no. I understand. I'm saying that there are some folk that's watching right now that's totally confused because of the illusion that they had. He hates Jesus, he hates the Jews. That's the reason the white folk trying to get rid of him, because he hates Jesus, who they gave us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know, I was talking to some people today. Who were we worshiping before we got over here on the good ship, Jesus?
Mm-hmm.
Who were we worshiping when we were in Africa
Mhm.
before we came over on that first slave ship named Jesus?
Mhm.
Who were we worshiping? Until we get rid of the fear of religion in our community, when we get past wanting Jesus to be a white man with blonde hair and blue eyes, until we get beyond now, because when we started talking about that, black Christians would say, it don't make no difference what color he is. But you say he's human and divine, so the human had to be something.
Some kind of color.
Yeah, he had to
Something, yeah.
have something. We are not comfortable in who we are. And even when we take it into the political ring and we go back to the infiltration, I remember 1991 when Dr. Harrington won. That was a solidarity. That was a unity. I remember the People's Convention where they told black folk and folk that wanted to run that we will only support one. 20-some years later, I look at this race that's coming up now in the mayor's race. People you never heard of jumping in the race. Everybody's saying, well, they got a right to run. When does the black community understand that no, they don't have a right to run if they're not qualified, and that white man wants as many black folk in the race as he can because it makes his chances better? How do we convince our people politically that the white man does not love us?
That's a big one in this city, because I've seen them do it several times in many races. Exactly what they do is they divide the black vote, and then someone else gets in, whoever they want.
Well, that's how Steve Goring got there.
And he's still there.
Yeah.
See, and I'm not saying he good or bad. The point is, this is a, 60-70% majority black city. You know, we can do better than sometimes what we do, but we are not organized.
Okay.
See, those who want what they want are organized.
Okay.
One of the things we're gonna have to do, brother, is be honest. All of us have to be honest. There's nothing wrong with, I don't wanna use the word criticism, I use this word feedback.
Okay.
We make a move when we do something.
Okay.
Even with our brother Barack Obama, we organized and put a black man in Congress, I mean, in as a president.
Right.
But what we did not do, we went home and sat down. He couldn't do it all by himself. And we did not put the support base that he needed to pass legislation. So Barack only passed one bill, the Affordable Care Act.
Okay.
Because the white Congress and the white Senate was not gonna let him pass nothing else, right or wrong.
Right.
So we didn't, so we were just happy to have a black president. I submit we did the same thing with Mayor Harrington.
Okay.
We were just happy to have a black mayor.
Okay.
See, there was a lot that we could have done better and probably will do now. But we have to hold people accountable. But because we are not organized, we don't do that. We don't do it in the school board. We don't hold elected officials accountable. Now young people are disenfranchised. They don't want to vote.
Okay.
It's just like, man, this is a bunch of crap. You see, although the Congress, not the Congress, but the city council, the county commission, the mayors, these are the people who decide who get the money. And if they the ones who decide who get the money, then we should have a vested interest in who get the money.
So it kind of makes you wonder with a majority black commission, majority black council, a black county mayor, why are we so economically depressed?
We are not united. And again, we are not organized. Now, how much money did you put in any one of those campaigns?
No,
Who put money in the campaign?
whites.
If that's true, then
Who's their allegiance?
come on,
gonna be?
that's real talk. See, that's
Okay.
real. So as black people,
Okay.
if we talking about elections,
Uh-huh,
we're gonna have to be real now, be honest.
uh-huh,
Politicians need money.
uh-huh,
You can't tell a man run and I'm with you,
uh-huh,
but you don't put no money there for his campaign.
uh-huh.
You know, he can't get on the air and promote himself. He can't let the people know his platform.
They sure can't get on there, cause
See?
they don't bring no money.
See, and there it is. So
Uh-huh.
then, therefore, here's a good man, but he can't get elected. That's the problem. So we as a community gonna have to grow up. The whites support this. They send that money. They gonna make sure they have the camp because he's promoting their agenda.
Just- Yeah,
See, I can't get mad at that man for promoting his agenda,
right,
and I'm not promoting my own agenda.
okay.
See, then who am I gonna fault if I'm not promoting my agenda?
Nobody but yourself.
That's the point. And that's the part where I said we have to have an honest dialogue with ourselves. Some of this don't have to be like this.
Uh-huh,
I mean, come on now. You don't have to. I'll tell you what Al Sharpton told me. He said, if I walk by and I knock you out the chair, Thaddeus, shame on you.
uh-huh,
But if I come back and you still laying there,
uh-huh,
I'm sorry, if I walk by and knock you out the chair, shame on me.
uh-huh,
But if I come back and you still laying there,
uh-huh,
that's shame on you.
okay.
Because you don't have to stay there. See, so when are we going to learn the science of politics? See, there's a science to that. And how do you do those things? I think the People's Convention is a great idea. Now, I don't know, that's how you should do something. We're going to elect one person. If this is the person we're going to pick, however they set that up, and this is how we're going to do that. And those who have a vested interest come and voice their concerns, yay, nay, up, down.
Well, it won't work again because the unity is not there. And everybody, even though you don't know his name, thinks that they can win. My guest, Minister Muhammad, I'm going to open up the phone lines in just a moment, see what some of you may think about this subject that we're talking about. And I brought the minister in because many of us don't understand the plot that is going on with our people to consistently keep us uninformed and keep us divided. We'll talk more after these commercial messages.
Is it time, brother?
Time, about 15 minutes.
Woo! A little water make me good. There's most of it fasting, you know, for Ramadan, so we don't eat or drink until the sun go down. So a little bit of water will be good. Just give me a couple of those, but I might hold me up for a minute. You see, they always blocking it. They learn they move, you know. They always train and learn. See, in this book, he said, don't go after everybody. You
Uh-huh.
find the voice,
Uh-huh.
the most charismatic one. You get him. He said, because that one voice would turn a flock of sheep into a den of lions. So that's the one you go after all the time. See, now he talking about on the job, you know, that kind of stuff. But same principle. Same principle. So they don't want to see the medicine man. They done messed up with this one.
I'm sure that his statement is going to be a very strong.
I didn't know whether they were going to sue you or not.
Uh-huh.
Because I talked about the First Amendment, but technically, because Facebook is privately owned,
Okay.
then you really can't say First Amendment. One of these dates, you ever had a date?
No.
Want to try one of these?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
He said,
He's both so funny.
Come on, man.
If you try one, it's
I ain't never had that one there. What?
Try one, bro.
I think it's the little one.
Ain't that bad.
Now, what is it? Where does it come from?
It's a date. It's come from a tree. It's a date. Like a fig.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to eat, but you wouldn't eat them.
No, I know what they are. I eat them.
Oh,
When you can't get to your food, use it before we say our prayers. When you fast, eat a couple of dates. Kind of cut the hunger down a little bit.
Okay.
You know, say your prayer, then you go in there and throw that out, you know, like I'm gonna do when I get home. You know? Unity is our key. If we ever learn that, so number one, they said in counterintelligence to prevent the coalition of black groups. He said that would be the beginning of the revolution. If you ever got them together. I've seen that.
what's her name?
Her name is Jasmine.
Jasmine?
Yeah, she just put on her, my whole family.
Her whole family?
Whole family.
I was trying to figure out yesterday what I wore with this suit. That's the suit I had on yesterday, right? Okay.
What it was. You had so many.
Huh?
I thought you had so many.
That's gonna be the problem in moving.
So you about to move?
Yeah, my landlord trying to sell the house now. They want me to go, my lease is up, so you have to go to a month to month, and then in non-managed.
Yeah, I see your point.
Somebody wanna know how the dates taste. It's unlike anything I've tasted. I thought, it's like a piece of candy almost. It's hard.
It's good.
It's
Tastes good.
How many more I got? How many more?
That's good, man. She learned that boy. She good.
Good. All right, I've got to cut another Armenard commercial. It's going to be kind of hard to outdo that one. That particular commercial with Armenard went totally viral around the world. That, yeah, yeah. I've been trying to think of how do you top the dead man sitting up in the casket. So maybe we're gonna have to make it a dead woman now. I don't know, but I've got to cut another commercial for them. I'm gonna probably leave that one on because that particular commercial has went worldwide. Again, it's let's make a deal for those of you who are advertising. Mr. Muhammad, I find that there is a problem. I have a problem with getting black folk basically to advertise on this show. You know, I carry a lot of commercials and they pay every month. Some of them pay in advance. Why do you think, man, that I have such a hard problem getting black folk? Now, they run to white TV. They'll pay the white man. They pay them much more than they pay me. The politicians, when it comes election time, they want to, I no longer allow it, to bring me the crumbs to fall from the table. I think I'm a pretty nice guy, but why is it that you think that I have such a problem as a black man with a black program like this that even mainstream media follows so that they can say, well, I got the information? Why do you think I got that problem, man?
You don't have the stamp of approval of certain people, and so that becomes very difficult. Not only that, we've just been talking about self-hatred.
Okay.
You see, now that is, now, I'll be honest now, you're very controversial now.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay, so some of our people, they rather not have the controversy.
They're uncomfortable
Well, I mean,
with the controversy.
you're the cussing preacher.
Yeah.
That's not always an easy thing to do. You see, so I'm sure that many of them that's the issue, and it's kind of hard for them sometimes. We're gonna grow up though. We have to grow up. We got to learn how to deal with one another and see each other as brother and sister.
Even though the white man,
yes, yes, just see. Look, who you gonna love once you hate yourself.
yeah, you got to love that white man.
And he's gonna promise you certain things. And certain things, he has a stamp of approval on him. They believe they can reach more people with their, so if they're gonna give a big dollar amount for advertisement, they believe they can reach more people there. Because we don't know what they're being sold, but he always sells us something, right? He always promises us more gold for our labor than we receive.
Well, you know, it was. I was talking about one of my advertisers who's made a lot of money off of me. What is he from? The Philippines? Palestine. Men's clothing store that's made a lot of money off of me. I've sent a lot of folk into his business, and all of a sudden he decides that I'm cheating him. That when I asked for what I asked to cut the commercial, that's too much. Okay, but I've made you wealthy off of me. And I thought that you thought this was the place to be. But I've got to understand that I'm still just a nigga.
And Muhammad Ali said to us,
Huh?
he told us straight up, and those people, I hate to say it, but it's true.
Mhm.
Many of our foreign quote-unquote brothers, sisters, they don't see us as real brothers and sisters. They see us as a means to an end.
Uh-huh.
They tolerate us to make their money, but they not in our community to make our community better.
State Representative Barbara Cooper just sent me something, and this is happening in Nashville, where one of the guys on the, and I hadn't taken the time to read all of it, on the governor's staff is saying that black folk are idiots. Okay, they got the tape of him saying it. Do you see, man, do we blame it on Trump? Who do we blame it on? Some of these white folks have just got bold.
Yeah.
Do we blame it on Trump, or do we blame it on Trump is the reason that they're able to do what they've been wanting to do?
He's made it okay to
Okay.
say what's really in their heart all the time. He's just made it okay to say it. See?
They don't have to pretend no
No,
more.
no more. And they not going back to being politically correct, it's using the right language. They're not going back.
Uh-huh.
And you see all over, I mean, one of the brothers on the cable show has the thing, crazy white people.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean? And,
right.
and he's showing what they're doing.
Right.
They're not going back. Everything in nature has a natural end.
So even with Joe Biden in the race, and I would have to say that he's the front runner on the Democratic side, do you think that there will be a massive amount of white people that again will vote for Trump, not because he's the best president, not because he's a great leader, but because he's given them the okay to be who they really are?
You and I were shocked. I know I was at the election.
Yes.
Everything I saw made me to believe that Mrs. Clinton would win the election.
Right.
All of a sudden, you get to Pennsylvania, Michigan, a couple other places. Trump comes out, and Trump walks out though he's shocked.
Yeah.
that he actually won. You know,
Yeah.
well, I really won this. I really won,
Uh-huh.
and it was white women.
Uh-huh.
After all that he said, they went out and voted for him. Remember Zimmerman down in Florida?
Right.
I mean, how much money did they send to his campaign? They think like this. Our problem is we don't want to accept that. So to me, Trump is the best thing that happened for us because he letting us know we don't have a friend up there. We are clear. And Biden and others, to me, what they would do is just make us believe everything is good again.
Okay.
And we go back to sleep.
Okay.
See,
Okay.
so with Trump, he putting his foot, you know, and he keeping it there.
Okay.
He ain't getting up off it. He don't care what y'all say. I mean, I ain't never seen anything like this, you know. But to me, Trump, they will vote for him again. Quiet as a cat. When it's all said and done, I don't see any of them who could beat him.
Are we living in an apartheid nation?
In a short answer, yes. Yes. What did apartheid do? The clerk and them, what did they do? When our brother comes out, they
Okay.
make him the president.
Okay.
They promised him that they were going to help him fix the homeless part of the housing. They were
Uh-huh.
going to fund it.
Okay.
And they didn't do it. They did not do it. See, so yes, that's what we are. They don't care who's in charge as long as they run whoever's in charge. They don't care.
So whoever's in the White House or whoever is the governor, there is someone that pulls the strings.
You know that, and I know that.
Even here in the local politics, the people that we elect are not the power brokers.
And the power brokers always want to be hidden. They don't want to be up front. They don't want to be seen. but they're there.
I remember when the minister came to Memphis and Mayor Harrington gave the minister the key to the city.
Yes, he did.
Does not open a thing. Our Lipman, rich Jew, went to Harrison's office and told him to get the key back from Farrakhan.
Mm-hmm.
When Harrison refused to do it, all of his problems.
That's real talk. Now, that happened. That's when I first came to Memphis.
Okay.
Not
okay.
only did they do that, they brought Mayor Harrington into a room, and like a circle.
Right.
And sat him in the middle like a
Right.
student.
Right.
You know, among the teachers.
Right.
And wrote it. One of them called him an idiot, and
Uh-huh.
all of that. They were trying to convince him. These were the people with the money
Uh-huh.
of the city. And then he told them he wouldn't entertain the thought. And they was on that brother from that time all the way to now.
Uh-huh.
See, I saw that. I never would criticize him because look, in the Nation of Islam,
Uh-huh.
ain't too many mayors stand up for Minister Farrakhan.
Okay.
That man stood up for Minister Farrakhan. He did that.
Okay.
And he never backed down. Not one time did he back down on that.
And he'll tell you the story about them putting him in that circle. They just
Mhm.
surrounded him and hassled him and pushed him into, look, you got to take that back. That was a wrong move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he did not back down. There is a move among strong black men. You know, I've been on the receiving end several times of what can happen when you talk out of place, as they say. You're not the good one. You don't go along with the program. You're educating our people. You're telling people to spend their money with themselves. How dare you? Okay. You criticizing our penal, privatized incarceration, or I call it slavery, where the state says that 75 to 80% of all the prison beds must be full. And you're letting people know that the reason that we are not rehabilitating our young men is because it's profitable.
And now they're arguing with the Muslims.
Okay.
There was an article that came out, they wanted to stop us from going into prisons because we were rehabilitating black men.
Okay.
And they didn't want that. So
Okay.
they were trying to say we were making money because some of us, they have brothers who become chaplains,
Okay.
you know, and some get contracts to go into prison.
Okay.
Just like the pastors do.
Right.
Many pastors get contracts to go in and speak.
Right.
We have brothers who get contracts to go in and speak. They want to stop the Nation of Islam from going in.
Uh-huh.
But they're not going to stop the pastors or the
Okay.
others from going in.
Okay.
See, this is what I'm telling you when they want to stop or silence the voice of Minister Farrakhan. They want to silence all that he is teaching. When we go in the community, we get a young man, we find him in a condition, we clean him up.
Okay.
He's on drugs. When he get with us, he gets off drugs. If he's abusing his wife, when he gets with us, he doesn't do it anymore.
Okay.
If he's homeless or jobless, we get him, he gets trade, he goes to school, he cleans himself up. They don't want that.
Explain to the audience the empowerment of selling the paper, selling the fruit, and selling the water.
Well, you have brothers. The paper, the brothers make a small profit off the paper.
Okay.
That's our quote unquote proselytizing,
Okay.
our faith, through the
Okay.
Final Call newspaper.
Okay.
But the brothers have been created. They are brothers who couldn't get a job.
Okay.
Now, his job, if we let him, didn't give him this, he gonna come in your house and take your television.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But that man now go out and he sells fruit.
Okay.
He buys his own fruit,
Okay.
sells his fruit. The profit he makes is his money. Go
Okay.
home and take care of his family.
Okay.
We were trying to organize that at one time, to have different brothers. We were trying to dress a certain way, and we got in a lot of trouble behind that.
Okay.
They put all kind of laws on us. that they
Okay.
don't put on a commercial appeal than others.
Okay.
So it's dwindled down to maybe one or two brothers. But those brothers that sell fruit, that's theirs. That's them making or creating a job for themselves.
You know, I used to look for the guys in Whitehaven to give them. Any of you brothers got a final call with you?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Will you get me one? Will you give me a copy of that? Cause see, I steal a lot of stuff from Minister
I ain't mad at you.
Farrakhan.
He gives it to you, it's yours.
Yeah, and I read it because it's knowledge, man. And what we have to understand is knowledge is power.
And you said it earlier, effective communication. See, if I can get the information to you,
Right.
and when you get on the air, you can use it to do what you need to do.
Mhm.
So we have them all over the country. That's what they don't like to find a call. The newspaper.
Okay.
So the brothers are not out there trying to make a profit off the paper. It's
Uh-huh.
us getting the word and the message to our people.
Okay.
So the paper goes where we can't go. When a man goes to the toilet, final call is going with him. You see,
Okay.
when he's on his lunch break on the job,
Uh-huh.
final call is with him. When he's
Uh-huh.
out in the park just chilling, final call is with him. And that man is getting information that he needs that's gonna change his mindset and help him.
You know, when I look at this thing that we call communications, now there are probably less than 3% black ownership of radio stations. White media, white corporate media came into our communities and bought up the radio stations, changed the formats, or if they allow the format to stay there, you're limited. Yeah, you're limited on what can be said. Okay, honoring our brother. Okay. Special message to street organizations.
See?
There is no Christian publication like this.
See, special message. So
Yeah.
now he's talking to them wherever they are. But it's a smart move, brother. They come and take our communication,
Okay.
make the owner an offer he can't refuse.
Uh-huh.
Because we won't make him an offer he can't refuse.
Okay.
But they make him an offer he can't refuse. He becomes a billionaire, multi-millionaire. And the masses of the people suffer because communications have been cut off.
Well, look at what happened with BT.
Mhm.
Okay. Made the guy a billionaire, and you cut off really your only black television network. Look, as we wind down, and where will we be able on Thursdays to watch the minister?
You can go on noi.org,
Okay.
pull it up yourself, or we're gonna have it showing at the mosque, 873 Vance Avenue. We're
What
gonna
time
show
is it?
7 o'clock.
I'm gonna miss it. So.
You got your show, right?
Yeah, I'll be on the air. Will I be able to go back and see
Yes,
it?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Of course you
Okay.
will.
Do you think that the message is going to be a very strong message?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that the minister, whether he comes or not, he's gonna guide what's said. You see,
Is he
gonna-
speaking?
He's supposed to speak,
Okay.
but we don't know. Just again, so my point is, if he doesn't, because the minister's kind of ill right now.
Okay.
He's ill. If he doesn't speak, then he's gonna guide what's being said.
Okay.
So it's like I gave you this is what I want you to say, and you get up there and say it.
This is script.
But just, hey, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I want to know what he wants me to do, what he wants me to say. I don't have to just see him all the time. Mr. Farrakhan's 85 years old, you see, so I'm okay with him guiding younger ones. You know, that's smart, that's intelligent.
But I just don't believe that the minister's gonna miss
He may not.
this occasion.
That-
Because once the minister is up, you can never tell that he does not feel good.
Mhm.
Because his delivery is potent, it's on point, and the devil in hell trembles. You know, when this brother is speaking, and he speaks truth to power. And our people must understand that there is a war that's going on all over this nation, even to, I've got some people watching this evening in Anchorage, Alaska. Is it Jasmine? Yeah. There is a war, and we've got to understand that until we come together as a people, black people do not realize that we have the power to shut the economy down.
And have done it, but they will never tell us that we did it.
Okay.
The Million Man March, ask these questions. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, don't go to work. Don't go spend your dollars on that day, on the
Okay.
Million Man March. Now, they are not gonna ever give us the data on what went down. They never would tell us that. When the Young Brothers went on the bridge and shut the bridge down, they would never give us the data of how much it cost business when those trucks were late or whatever it was. We don't have that data. They won't give us that data. We have made an impact. They just don't want us to know the impact that we made, because we might be smart enough to say, let's do it again.
Okay.
So, so that's the thing that we have to learn. So, but first, I want to say, this Sunday is Mother's Day. So for all the brothers out there, there's the camera here, all the brothers out there. But what better gift to give our mothers than to not have them worry about the death of one of their sons or daughters. So I'm pleading with all of the brothers, the street organizations, the best gift we can give our mothers is not some flowers and some candy, not some jelly beans or a card that we didn't halfway read. The best gift we can give them is to not make any one of them cry this weekend because one of their sons or daughters or loved ones was killed. So I'm begging us this weekend, no killings. Saturday and Sunday, no killings. That's what I want to say. I want the pastors to take it, spread it. That is, I want you to spread it this weekend. The best gift we can give our mothers is to not make one of them cry out of pain.
And if you just gotta kill somebody, wait till Monday. But
The cussing preacher.
But, and you know what? That would send a great message throughout this community that we could go Saturday and Sunday with no killing. I'm gonna push for that.
That's easy. And if
The rest of the week.
all the
Yeah.
organizations, all of the churches, if we all would push it and put the message out, the best thing we can give them, they're not going to the hospital this weekend because somebody got shot. Let's make this the best Mother's Day that our mothers who stood for us could have.
Let's make the funeral home suffer on Monday morning from a lack of business. The killing in our community, man, it's got to stop. We're killing each other at alarming rates. And I talk so often about the infamil and all of these chemicals that we put into our bodies with our children that has driven them crazy. And I go back and I talk about the government had genocide programs put in place. You go back and read 1974, the Kissinger report. That was a government plan for the annihilation of black children. You go back and look at the Negro Project or the Nigger Project, Mary Sanger. We call it Planned Parenthood now. It was designed for the elimination of black babies. We don't read, man. We don't research. We get so stuck into just reading the King James version of the Bible, and now there's reports out that much was taken out of the Bible, and that there are many slave scriptures, and I tell folk, and I get a whole lot of backlash. I can't agree with everything that Paul said. Okay, I that I got to be good to my master.
See, that was revealed in a certain time. That's not the way we are taught. You see, my master, I only have but one master. That's God.
Okay,
That's the only master I got. Everybody else now,
I can't be good to my master. I can't be slaves obey. You see that word, slaves obey your master. I can't go along with that.
That's what
teaching.
they taught us in slavery.
Right.
They taught us that. You remember the movie Nat Turner?
Yes.
It wasn't called Nat Turner. It was called something else. Birth of a Nation.
Yeah.
And he was reading that Bible.
Uh-huh.
And they took him around to these plantations. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch it. They took Nat Turner around to these plantations and taught him to teach the gospel that slaves obey your master.
Okay.
If he takes your coat, give him your hat. They taught, but Nat Turner read the other stuff in the Bible.
Okay.
An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth,
Uh-huh.
and a life for a life.
Uh-huh.
And he got a different understanding of what he was reading from what they was reading. You know, so
Right.
no. And I have to say this, look, there's a revolutionary side to Jesus.
Okay.
Stop making Jesus just, love everybody. Love is a powerful force.
Uh-huh.
Love will make you hurt somebody. What?
Yeah.
Love will make you kill. If I come home and see a man abusing my wife, out of love for her,
Uh-huh.
I'll deal with him.
Okay.
Or am I going to turn the other cheek and let the man abuse my wife? No. Love will make you hurt somebody. It'll make you shoot somebody. Love will make you come home and kill everything in the house. Love is a powerful force. And we have to stop making Jesus this kind of man that he wasn't. Jesus was a revolution. They didn't kill that man because he was holding sheep or something. They killed him because he was going up against the society in which he lived. And that he was changing the minds of those people.
He was dangerous.
He was dangerous. Public enemy, number one.
So I'm hoping that many of you tonight have gotten a different view of the nation and also of Minister Farrakhan. And I'm going to look at that when I get off the air. I will go to, is it NOI.org?
Yes, sir.
Okay, NOI.org, and I'm sure it'll be there to go back over. And in fact, I'm going to place it on my Facebook page as well. There is an enemy amongst us, and we must realize that there is one. All is not well in America. All is not well in the black community. We have been programmed to hate each other. We have been programmed to not want to see each other prosper. And as long as we follow that mindset, we will not be economically empowered. In fact, we won't even be an empowered people. Our leaderships, our strong leaderships, we must support them. And I go on record. I support, again, I make no bones about it, I support Minister Farrakhan. My going to Washington, man, when I got to Washington and I saw all these black folk in one place, it looked like the Black Folks Convention, all of these black folk in one place, man. I didn't hear nobody talking bad to nobody, okay? And I was able to get up close to the podium, and I looked back, and as far as you could see were black people.
Men and women.
Men and women, loving on each other. When the minister stepped to the podium, there's a hush that went over the crowd. When he make a statement, speak, brother minister, that was a reverence for what he said. Snoop was up there. A lot of major entertainers who are not fearful of being black. And sometimes Snoop picks some of my stuff up and puts it on his page as well on Instagram. we've got to speak in the language of our people. People talk about the cussing pastor. Well, the cussing pastor speaks the language of the millennials. As long as I was talking sweet and nice and sounding like a nice little Baptist preacher, didn't nobody know me. But when I went to their language and became a fisherman of that fish, went into the hedges and into the highways, as the cussing pastor, it's unorthodox, but damn, I got past his cussing, now I listened to what he said. And I made a statement last week concerning the minister. And I told him that just like we were as upset about the assassination, the murder of our brother Nipsey, we should be as upset about the silencing of the voice of one who speaks for us, one who still walks among us. There's nothing that Nipsey can do. When we get to talking about his greatness, he's still dead. But the minister, and I looked at the minister while he was outside, I don't know, I think he was outside of the business.
At the marathon.
At the marathon. There was no disruption, there was no yelling, as young folks do when somebody's up speaking. There was total reverence for what the minister was saying, because the minister left Chicago, came all the way to LA to be with his people. And his people honored him for being there. And I think that one of the things that happened even with Facebook and Instagram is this Negro, and I go back to my favorite scene in Malcolm X. My favorite scene that I'll wind back and look at is when Denzel, as Malcolm, rushes the brother that's been shot to the hospital. The nation, the brothers stand up on the street, they're blocking the street. Everybody is loud, they're boisterous. And he just gives a hand signal. And the brothers fall, the fruit falls in place, and the crowd gets silent. Then he points again, after everything is okay, and they all march out. And I remember the statement of the white man, that nigga's dangerous.
Too much power.
Too much power. And what white folk in America see is the power of a Louis Farrakhan. What they see is the power that he gives, the hope that he gives to young folk. Man, I forgot to do, I'll make them up tomorrow night. Is my time up? My time up, so I'll make it, those of y'all with the read commercials, I'll make it up. Man, it's been a pleasure. As always, you know that if there's anything that I can do for the nation, any message that needs to get out, that we will do that. And I like the way you got these young fruit training. That's a mentoring going
Yes, sir.
on.
Yes, sir.
And they probably can handle themselves, too.
Yes, sir.
They go to the training, don't
They don't play, bro.
Okay, they don't play.
They don't play.
Yeah. You know, so when you watch,
They say they can entertain you.
okay, man, when you watch the minister come and you see, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 of the fruit with him, there is ain't no problem.
But it's not that, what it is respect. You see, our young men have to learn respect. So we teach them that. So I'm the minister, I'm not no special person, but they learn to respect authority.
I'm gonna have to get you to come to our mentor. I got to get off the air.
Okay,
Uh,
we'll come.
I know you will.
Yeah.
And bring these young
I'll
fellas
bring
with
them
you. Yeah, I'm gonna get me some security like that too. Shoot, be out there waiting for you when you get there, like you're the president and stuff. In here in this, I like this. I like what I see in these young men, but more than that, I like the teaching and what is going on in the black community. I got to go, the lawyers gotta come up and, you know, they gotta do their thing. You know, lawyers,
We need lawyers now.
huh,
We need lawyers.
yeah, especially them high-priced lawyers.
We need some lawyers.
All right, thank you so very much for being a part of the show on tonight. We'll do it all over again tomorrow night here on the Thaddeus Matthews Show. Top of the evening too.